my gosh, the timer ran out. That's wild. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I swear I'm here. Here I am. Also, cabbage. Check this out. I hope it's definitely not gonna be too loud, is it?
Another one.
I didn't hear it, but maybe you did. Let's see.
Another one.
Another one. Let's fucking go. That's why I was late. That is why I was late today. Happy Thursday, everyone. Check out my bangin' playlist. Late Thursday? Ugh, I know. I can't even think. It's Tuesday. Here's the issue. I had a very busy, very girl bossy day. I had to talk to so many people, and part of my job as a thought leader is just to bullshit. So anything I say, people will just believe. And part of that is saying that today's Thursday. I think I made you fall for it. Oh, but yes, and then our team meeting at the end of the day got totally derailed. Absolutely epically derailed. And then I got everything set up, was ready to stream, and then made a horrible mistake. I opened a bottle of soju. Well, the first mistake was buying it. I was gonna buy it for some sort of like sub reward. We'll say that you have hit the sub reward, Cabbage, with your Prime today. But I bought a peach soju. I usually just have plain soju, and it tastes. I just opened it because it's 5 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. And it straight up tastes like those peach rings. Peach soju is so good. I'm just afraid now. I'm so afraid. I have some Chardonnay. I love that. I love that so much. Yes, it is a late stream. I was a busy gal. And we're gonna be doing a battle royale tier list today. Yeah, we're gonna just murder some innocents and talk about the best way to do that. There's, you know, that's my dream. I don't know if you share it. But yeah, late night Cheugy. I don't know. I went home last night and my husband and I were having dinner and we were watching Severance, and I just kept making the most out-of-pocket comments. And he finally just turned to me and he was like, "Did you have a Red Bull today? I think you need to stop doing that." Just such a handful. Such a handful at home. I'm glad that you have some Chardonnay though. I hope that you are enjoying it. Just one Red Bull, yes. Just one Red Bull, and I'm completely unmanageable. It may have also been the bag of wine I was clutching. Do y'all have bag wine out there? It's like all the rage. Our very classy natural wine store by the house just carries like the fancy bagged wine. Very hipster. But yeah, I finished a bag of wine yesterday. It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Doc, are you enjoying any libations? I feel like every time I talk to you, you're like, I have only one beer left in the house. And you know what? Maybe that's by design. Maybe that's the smart thing to do. Oh, you're trying not to fall asleep. Fall asleep. Fall asleep to the beautiful sound of my voice. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. Anyway, let's go over to the tier list. Let us go to the tier list. Look at that. I was prepared and then, you know, not prepared. Yes, does anyone know Oh, that's so weird. That is so weird that this overlay is not up to date. Whatever. Okay, you only have 1 bottle of rum left in the house. That is such a pirate move. I love that that is your drink of choice. Bottle of rum, yo ho ho. Okay, so for those who are unfamiliar with Battle Royale, we're gonna watch a short video about how to beat the death game in Battle Royale, just to give us a little bit of a primer. To palate, we're whetting our appetite, and then we're gonna get into this weapons tier list. I don't know what or why, but there's a lot of shit to get through on this. Is that better? Yeah, Battle Royale tier list, great. We have, in terms of the weapons that were used in the book and the movie, I've combined them. We've got a crossbow, a jeet, a hand axe, a Kevlar vest, a bunch of guns, a fan, some rope, and we're gonna go through, and I'm going to tier list them based on my opinion, where they fall, with the following criteria. Killage. What the hell is killage? You might be asking yourself, like any sane person. 6-hour tier list, how dare you? How fucking dare you? I'm gonna definitely finish this in under an hour. It's not gonna happen, but it might. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, the criteria, killage. How likely is it to actually kill some people? Durability. How long will it last you till the end of the game? Versatility. Can it be used for other shit? Other survival shit? And then cunning. I was gonna write flair, but I feel like cunning's better. Like, how much skill does it take to, like, actually kill someone with this? Like, obviously, if you pull out a gun, the cunning is gonna be 0. You can just do it, right? But if it's some of this other stuff, like a fan, death by 1,000 paper cuts, I mean, that would be pretty, you'd have to be very cunning to pull that off. So those are my criteria. I don't think I'm gonna add any more in. Ooh, like complexity, yes, exactly. I was gonna call it flair, but maybe complexity is a good one. I'm gonna say cunning / complexity. That's really what I'm going for, I think. I mean, I know. I'm in this habit. I have a colleague who always says, I don't know, after he makes a really good point about something. And I always have to say, it sounds like you do know. It sounds like you do know. And he finds it so funny, and his wife started using it now at the house. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. All right. Battle Royale. We're going to survive. Get your popcorn. This is where Doc falls asleep to the sounds of murder. I do not think that we are gonna get flagged for this, but who knows? It's called How to Beat the Death Game Battle Royale by How to Beat.
This is the ultimate deathmatch. You're trapped on an abandoned island, forced to fight against your friends, and the only way you're escaping is killing everyone you meet. What do you do when you can be blown up at any time, and you must choose to either die or kill all your friends? I'm going to break down the mistakes made, explain what you should do, and how to beat the government's death game in Battle Royale. Yeah, fuck the government.
This class of high school students are living the last free moments of their lives. None of them have any idea that they've been selected
Except
for
that
this
teacher
year's
knows.
Battle Royale, a government-sponsored program where every year a class of students is selected to fight to the death. But it's too late for them to do anything about it. Cheugy here wakes up in a dark classroom with a high-tech collar locked to his neck. Okay, permission to freak out now. Groggy or not, we need to realize something important. This took a lot of planning. Deception, military involvement, remote locations, and coordination with the government.
So the biggest mistake we can make is to think we have any control over what happens next. These
That's the biggest mistake in life, I think.
Realize that attempting to escape won't work and could just get us killed. So if it's me, I'm hiding in the back of the room until we know more about the situation. The more information we have, the better decisions we can make. Their old teacher, Mr. Kitano, suddenly arrives in the classroom with a fully armed military escort, and he introduces them to the Battle Royale, a deathmatch designed for rebellious students of Japan, and they watch a video that explains the rules. They've been brought to an abandoned island which has been divided into quadrants and danger zones that change daily. And if there isn't a single winner by the end of 3 days, everyone dies. Okay, this is life or death. We have valuable information here, and if we memorize this information to build a strategy before even leaving the classroom, we'll have a better chance of surviving by far. This place has mountains, cliffs, valleys, and I would be analyzing which areas would give me the best geographic advantage.
Oh, did it
Personally,
really?
I would start in a low-lying valley that has good forest coverage to hide in, runoff water from the mountain to drink, and flat terrain for easier travel. Suddenly, the teacher spots one of the students whispering and kills her with a throwing knife. If there was any doubt where this was going,
waiting
now
to do
there's
that.
no question. The students freak out and try to escape as the soldiers block off the exit, but the teacher isn't finished. A soldier grabs one of the kids and remotely triggers his collar, causing it to explode. It's
I do like
terrifying.
how it's like a
But
blurred out.
This is actually the best news so far tonight, because this teacher has just revealed a huge flaw with the collar. Since these can be exploded anywhere on the island remotely, we can assume these devices use either radio or microwave frequencies, and the good news is, these frequencies can be blocked. Radio and microwaves are extremely sensitive to interference of metal objects.
Are you into horror movies? No, I am not into horror movies. I just really like Battle Royale specifically.
And take it off. Each student is called up with a number one by one, taking a rucksack of random supplies before leaving the class. But there are 2 students that stand out among the rest. The bandana-wearing transfer student is very focused, getting out of the room as quickly as possible, while the other transfer student is way too relaxed about this deathmatch.
Just call it the hot one.
These 2 simple reactions tell me all I need to know that I do not want to mess with them. But they both just made the same mistake as the rest. Everyone is running through the door without even checking their bag. I just know if I was the first to leave, I would be waiting outside behind a wall or a bush and killing every student before they even had the time to reach for their weapons. So if I'm not the first one out the door, I'm opening my bag inside the room to get my weapon out before leaving. Finally, Cheugy here is called up, running out of the class and right into a bush to hide. Very brave.
Wait, what do you mean there's a guy like this? Like a guy who does Battle Royale, or a guy like the video? Like the video author, creator. Yeah, he this person is definitely like talking a very specific way. I don't know that I endorse this channel because like look at these thumbnails. It's wild, but this specific one for Battle Royale, I was like, I feel like I think I can watch it. There's also Squid Game ones. Double brisket.
Brave. He immediately realizes the games have begun as a student appears with a bolt lodged in her throat and her killer running towards them. He sees his friend Naruko and runs away with her, leaving the killer behind as he falls down the hill.
Oh, what a noob.
Madness, the 2 take shelter in some caves where they check their rucksacks to find they have no weapons.
No
Only
weapons?
A pot lid and a pair of binoculars. This is completely unfair. It's important to safely assess what you have in your bag as soon as you can, because it could completely change your strategy for survival. If you're stuck with useless weapons, you need to find something better. We could scavenge for weapons from dead students, but if you're found carrying only a pot lid, you're screwed. At this point, nature is our best weapon. Take a sock off and put rocks inside, giving you a hard-hitting close-range weapon, and in the other hand, a loose rock to throw at any oncoming threats. Using these, I would go scouting for a better weapon after the sun rises.
I like how much effort he puts into like really figuring that out.
Leaving the dead bodies behind to scavenge. In the northern end of the island, a gang has the transfer student surrounded as he discovers his weapon is a paper fan. That's even worse than a pot lid. They all think he's harmless until he distracts one of the students, steals his gun, and kills them all in seconds. He takes all their gear, including a revolver and some hand grenades, before leaving. This is the most dangerous kid on the island. Now, if it wasn't for his lightning fast reflexes, these guys could have easily taken him out. Teaming up and outnumbering your classmates to kill might seem like a better strategy, but it becomes a lot more risky in the long term, because every member of the group is extremely vulnerable to betrayal. It's a trade-off some might be willing to make, but there's more to consider.
That's not from this movie.
Large groups are noisier, they're easier to track, and they require more food and water. So any resources found must be shared, or else there will be infighting. Ultimately, it's fool's gold. Stay away from this idea and hunt alone. A girl is hiding in an abandoned shed, looking at photos when someone comes in. If you see someone shine their flashlight like this, don't trust them. Mitsuko here is one of the meanest girls on the island, and she's going to have one of the highest body counts of anyone, starting with this girl here. Now, some are cut out for this kind of scenario, and some are not. These four have off themselves as soon as the games start. This is a sad waste of life, but I'm not crying, because there's 4 less people to kill.
But I'm not crying.
An amazing opportunity.
Fucking gold.
Because I can learn more about what's possible without risking my own life.
Yo.
I'd also test if any metal I find will block the radio waves or not. If it works on theirs, it will work on mine too, and I can break it off and hide until everyone is dead.
Sounds
Early
good.
the next morning, the teacher announces who's been killed and where the danger zones are. These 2 are currently standing in one of them, and they've got an hour to leave or else they're dead. They want to force us to move so we don't hide and stagnate the death game. But I would counter this by lining myself up on the intersection of 4 grids. So while everyone else is scrambling to escape the zones, I barely have to move or venture far away from a hidey hole that I would set up nearby.
Hidey
I can
hole.
make better use of my time setting up traps, alarms, or gathering more resources.
Traps and
They walk
alarms.
through the forest and get attacked by a hatchet-wielding student. Cheugy here wrestles with him and ends up in a fight, cleverly using his pot lid as a shield. But in their scuffle,
the pot lid
hatchet
came in
lodges
handy.
itself in the other kid's head and he dies. Now, this guy has the right idea, but he made 2 mistakes right away. First, if you're going to ambush someone, don't jump into their faces. It's just dumb. The whole point of an ambush is to attack when they're in a bad position to fight back or deflect. I would have waited for them to pass and attack them from behind. The second thing he did wrong was hiding in something that's noisy. These people are already on high alert and you're giving them advance warning. Leaves rustle, so I would have covered the hiding area with mud because it's silent and still blends in with the environment.
I'm sorry,
That's when the class president comes out of the woods and threatens them with his gun. But they're saved when the transfer student with a bandana appears, shooting him full of buckshot. Surprisingly, he doesn't kill the other 2, instead taking the hatchet out of the other kid's head. Why did he spare their lives in a death game where there can only be one winner? There's a lot more to this guy than meets the eye. That's when they hear someone speaking over a megaphone, and the girl finds 2 students calling for everyone to stop fighting and talk it through, letting everyone know where they are, including the other transfer student who shoots them in the back.
You
Man,
fools.
this guy's nasty.
You
But these 2
fools.
girls were asking for it. They broadcasted
They
their
were
location,
asking
but
for it?
easy
I mean,
kills
did you
like this
see what
won't
they
come
were
often. There
wearing?
are 26 students left to kill, and many of them will be in hiding. Finding them all will be exhausting unless you know where they're going to be. But a lack of vital resources will draw them out of hiding. I would wait where there's either food, clean water, or shelter and stake it out. Now you can wait for them to come to you and conserve your energy for killing. Just like this girl does when she catches her classmate Mitsuko unprepared. The girl is mad because Mitsuko here stole her boyfriend and now she wants revenge.
Yeah,
she starts
get it.
beating her to the floor but gets tased and drops her gun. They both rush in to grab it, but she's faster and shoots the other girl in the back. It's unfortunate, but we're not going to escape petty high school drama on this island. No, unless you're already a terrible person, the mind will be forced to justify the killing as a coping mechanism for survival. And hatred is always an incredible motivator to rationalize murder. So if someone has a grudge against you, you better believe you're first on their list and they'll be seeking you out. I would be paying close attention every day to the announcement to check if my high school enemies were still alive. Because it may change my planning if I knew someone was coming specifically for me and me alone. Trekking across the island, the girl falls unconscious from a fever.
This is wild. This is absolutely wild. I didn't think he was going to get all into it.
All the way to this building. He doesn't see anyone around, but accidentally trips an alarm. The transfer student with the bandana comes out of hiding and lets them inside, treating the girl with the clinic's medicine. They got lucky. One of the toughest guys in the game is also one of the nicest. Or is he? Okay, this is dangerous. I don't know anything about this guy, and just because he let us in for a rest doesn't mean he won't kill us or use us for his own survival. If I saw someone with a sick girl and a pot lid, I would have considered them a threat and could be more useful alive by keeping watch for enemies or even as a human shield in combat. That's why if I were them, I would take advantage of his trust, make a trade for better weapons, shoot him, and run away. I'm not here to make more friends.
I'm not here to make friends.
Meanwhile, this student finds 3 others trying to carry this generator up the stairs, and these guys have a pretty high-tech setup, linking cell phones to this laptop.
Whoa.
The kid reveals he was given a collar tracker as his weapon, which he's using to find other players. These guys seem to know what they're doing, and getting power from a generator is smart, but it's also going to attract a lot of unwanted attention. You can expect students to gravitate towards shelters like abandoned buildings, factories, and lighthouses, both to get out of the weather, and also to find students hiding there that you can kill. If you're first to one of these, you'll have to defend it, and likely from more than one at a time, so it's not the best strategy. I would stay outside and build my own shelter out of mud, leaves, and branches, so I'm covered from the weather and camouflaged. The hacker learns there are microphones in the collars, and that's how the Battle Royale's administrators know what they're up to. Using his laptop, he tells his friends to find fertilizer, pesticide, charcoal, sulfur, and kerosene before he starts coding his hacking program. These sound like a strange collection, but together, the effects can make an explosive
basketball
difference.
star too.
Now this is a great idea.
Fucking computer nerd
you still need to find
basketball
people
star.
to use it on.
I love
Bigger
it.
weapons are useful, but it's strategy that wins this death game. I would be trying to predict people's movements. Since we know they have to leave the danger zones that are announced each morning, the geography and terrain will tell me their likelihood of movement from one sector to another. They're less likely to climb up mountains than down, and they're more likely to be pushed into low-lying terrain for water and flat terrain for ease of travel. Predicting others' movements is a great way to hunt them. This is death chess, and we need to be one step ahead.
Chess now?
Meanwhile, this athletic girl gets back to her shelter after a run and bumps into a student with a crossbow. He wants to get freaky with her, but she's not feeling it today. With the most brutal move of the game, she stabs him straight in the dick. That's one hell of a cock block. But suddenly Mitsuko appears and shoots her dead.
It's a fucking wild thing to say.
These are young high school students, many of whom will die before they've had certain experiences that nobody wants to die without.
Certain experiences.
If I were a girl, I would weaponize this desire against the males for the sake of survival. If she dangled the carrot, that boy would have had the motivation to defend her. It's a great lure for a trap, stripping them of all weapons, making for an easy kill. That night, the transfer student reveals that 3 years ago, he had been the winner of a past Battle Royale. He also tells them that he knows a way off the island, but he can only tell them when the time comes. He gives the other boy a gun and some ammo to convince him he's telling the truth, when all of a sudden, they hear gunfire outside. Outside the clinic, the other transfer student corners another kid and shoots him, except he's wearing a bulletproof vest. But the guy comes back with a samurai sword and finishes him off. And that's not even the worst thing he does to him. The transfer student throws the kid's head through the window with a grenade launched in his mouth.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Cheugy here leaps out of the window and runs for it, leading the psycho student on a foot chase to the coast. With nowhere to run, he throws himself into the sea moments before the other student catches up and blasts the water with gunfire. Okay, this seems like a terrible idea, because you can't evade bullets well in water, but it's actually the best move you can make. When a bullet hits the water, it slows down due to drag and even veers off target. In the case of heavy caliber ammo, the bullet will decelerate so fast in the water that it shatters into pieces. You can be as close as 3 feet below the surface and you're totally safe. It's the second day, and he's woken up by a girl who tells him 4 more students have died and that his friend the hacker is waiting for him in the west. The girls downstairs are getting lunch ready, but one of them is very uncomfortable with the boy's presence and decides to poison him. And that's when things go wrong. Another girl eats the poisoned spaghetti, shocking everyone when she suddenly dies. They freak out and start accusing each other, grab their guns, and start firing, killing everyone in the room. The boy runs down to find 6 more dead, and lunch is ruined.
The lunch is ruined!
This is a great example of how a group collaboration can go all wrong. Even if it's all smiles and rainbows, these girls do not trust each other. And all it
smiles
takes is
and
1 ounce of
rainbows.
suspicion to throw everyone out of control. If you're going to kill your homies, kill them all at the same time in their sleep so no one can alert the others of your betrayal. Cheugy meets up with the other 2, deciding to make the long journey west to meet the hacker. They're injured, exhausted, and need food and water, but they press on. Okay, now students aren't the only killers. Nature can be a harsh mistress too. They're exposed to heat stroke, dehydration, dysentery, hunger, and blood loss. These are all killers in the wilderness if not taken care of quickly. Food can be found from fruit trees, berries, and mushrooms, but only if you know what to look for. But that's not even the biggest problem. This is an island, and it's hot and mountainous. Trekking across this place
What do you think? Do you want to watch this film?
You need water very quickly. Now, most of what makes water dangerous isn't visible. Rain can create dirty runoff and eutrophication, and dead animals upstream can affect the water. The best way to tell is to look for animal tracks, bugs, and green vegetation nearby.
Oh my gosh.
If other living things are drinking from it, you probably can too. The best place to look is in valleys and low points, because water always runs downwards. Then follow it upstream to get the cleanest water possible. Another option is to make a solar still. By digging a hole in the ground, putting a clear sheet over the hole, you suddenly evaporate the groundwater, causing condensation in the sheet, and you can collect it from the center as it drips into your cup. You get less.
All right, bro, get to the end. Get to the end where we survive. Come on.
The kid with the GPS tracker arrives at an abandoned warehouse looking for his high school crush, but the girl empties her gun on him. Regretfully, she only finds out afterwards that he came to save her. She could have really used that extra protection, because Mitsuko here sneaks up and guns her down. And the death cycle continues as she's suddenly attacked and killed by the psycho transfer student. Across the island, the hacker finalizes the code to his hacking program while his 2 friends mix the chemicals they gathered to create bombs. Impressively resourceful.
You're joking, but yes, there are 189 more death scenes in the book, so joke's on you.
They activate the software and sabotage the computers of the Battle Royale administrators. And for a brief moment, there's no GPS tracking and no caller activation for any student. The only way for the administrators to stop it is to pull a hard reset. Okay, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
It proves that cheating is actually a viable option at beating this game, and that there's a scenario here where our real survival depends on defeating the teachers, not our fellow students. It's time to start strategizing against the game
I can beat the military.
Now, we know that the colors are triggered by wave frequencies, and we're on an island, then there must be a local antenna to transmit the signals through. GPS tracking works by emitting microwave signals that go through these relays to reach the satellites above. These waves pass through nearly everything except for metal, which reflects the signal. Destroying the antenna's receiver won't just nullify your own color, but everyone's color on the island. This gives us the chance to work together for our collective survival. It totally eliminates the need to kill each other. And if that happens, we can focus on the real enemy, the government.
Society. Society is the real enemy.
The school with explosives. But just as they're about to leave, they get attacked by the one and only psycho transfer student. He kills them and sets off the bombs in the truck. The last few survivors arrive to see the psycho student is still alive. Kawhi here finishes him off with a shot to the collar, blowing him into smithereens.
Shot to the collar?
This is awkward, because now there's no bad guy, and there can only be one winner. It's time to start planning your friends' deaths. There's no doubt that all three have the same thought, but no one will openly admit it, because it will scatter them, making them harder to kill, and you might not find them before the time runs out and everyone is dead.
We live in a society.
If it's me, I'm suggesting we make a temporary pact to discard all weapons while we discuss what to do to conceal a knife or a rope. The ploy forces all three people to pretend to be friends for as long as possible, while you disarm them, which makes them more vulnerable to kill. It's the final day. They head to the coaster of the transfer student's escape route, but he reveals it was all a lie. They are his ticket out, and he shoots them both, making him this year's winner of the Battle Royale. Cold-blooded. Later, he reunites with a teacher back at the school, who discovers that the kid's collar has somehow been deactivated, and that he didn't shoot the other students. It was a trick. And the boy shoots the teacher dead. It's finally over, as the three students throw away their explosive collars and relax. Their friend Kawada dies on his way back to the mainland, and the other two are declared wanted fugitives by the government. They might have beaten the Battle Royale, but they can't escape the law.
Oh no, they live in a society.
How would you beat Battle Royale? Let me know with a comment down below.
I wouldn't. I would lay down and die. Is that not allowed? Can I not just lay down and die? So anyway, that was defeating Battle Royale. So now we get to talk about, you know, surviving, right? What is the weapon? What do we want to open our bags to find? Because I think you think it's guns, but I would say that maybe no. After everything we've learned, maybe guns are not the answer. Okay. So what are my options? What are my little options here? I have a bunch of different ones. Okay, we said killage, durability, versatility, cunning, or complexity, and then also the end of the list. I do get a little loopy if I've been working all day, which is fun to know for all of us. All right. So, up first, we have a crossbow. Now, the crossbow is an interesting weapon, right? We saw that the one of the students got a crossbow, which was cool in the beginning. He stood outside, and then he shot some girl in the neck, and then he fell down a hole like a weirdo. Like a real chump. All right, so crossbow killage. I feel like, listen, if you're gonna kill someone with a crossbow, it's definitely possible. Accidents happen all the time. My scoring is gonna be from 1 to 3, and then you can get a 0, obviously, if it's like, it's not even, it's just not even an option. So, killage, will it kill, is the question that we need to ask ourselves. Yes, but not absolutely. You hit someone with a crossbow bolt, they might survive. Kind of depends on a lot of things, so you're gonna get a 2. Killage, 2. Durability. Here's, okay. Is it gonna last us to the end of the game? No. It's not, right? You have a certain limited amount of crossbow bolts. You have to be very strategic with them. Whereas like an axe or something, you can keep reusing that puppy all the time. But once you're out of crossbow bolts, like the crossbow doesn't do anything for you. So I'm gonna say durability is a 1. You've got a certain number of bullets, but they are finite, right? Versatility, can you use it for other things? Can you use it to, I don't know, make a soup? Can you use it to make friends? No, right? No, you can't use it for anything else except crossbow things. So that's gonna get a 0. And then how cunning do you have to be to use it? What's the complexity level? You just sort of like aim and shoot, right? So it's a 1. So in total, crossbow gets a 4 and a level and 4 points. This is so stupid. 4 points is a D. You can't even see it. It's all the way down here. You can't even see the D. I know you all want to see the D, but it's hidden. It's down here. Oh. All right, how about I get rid of, I'll make this smaller and then we can see a little bit more. How about that? Bam. Bam. All right, you can see the D now. Can you believe it? Would we expect the crossbow to get a D? Surprising. Surprising. Cheugy's hot takes, I know. All right, next we have the jeet. Now, jeet. I think, similarly to the crossbow, a jeet, it's actually, yeah, jeet, I think that if you stab someone with a jeet, they're gonna die because you have to be up close and personal, right? It's not like you're gonna hit them in a place if you're that close that isn't gonna. Oh my God, you fell asleep in your chair. Good night, good night, good night. No. I hope you don't have nightmares. I hope you don't have nightmares. Okay. So G is gonna get 3 because you are up close and personal. You are definitely hitting them. Whereas the crossbow, you could aim and miss. Durability. It's definitely gonna last you the whole way through the game. It's not like it's gonna snap into a bajillion pieces. Versatility. Can you use it for other things? Yeah, you can use it to like cut up meat. I think you can use it for other things, right? You can use it to put a ransom note up. Carve your name in a tree with a heart around it. Cheugy was here. Yeah, okay, so I think versatility, I'm gonna give it a 2. Crossbow got 0. Cunning and complexity. Ooh, you're gonna have to get up close and personal. So I'm gonna give that a 2. All right, Jeet has 10 points. Oh wait, did this get mixed up? No, it didn't, okay. That means a Jeet with 10 points, that's an A tier, baby. Jeet, A tier weapon. I open my bag and I am pleased. I am so pleased to see some Jeet. Jeet, Jeet, motherfucker. Jeet, Jeet, goddamn. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze 1 second. I did it. I have successfully snozzed. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-bam. Bet you didn't think crossbow D, Jeet A. I saw it. I saw it happening. All right, hand axe. Hand axe. Killage. Okay, if you get someone with a hand axe, oh, they dead. They dead. So that's gonna be a 3. Durability of a hand axe, that's also gonna be a 3. Versatility, you can use it to fell wood, murder small animals. It's very versatile. I like it. Cunning, I think that same. Same as a jeet. You gotta get up close and personal. It's great. Not super cunning, but cunning enough. So, with a total of 11. Holy shit. S tier. Hand axe, S tier. Interesting. Interesting. Is my scoring mechanism fallible? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I guess I should say, maybe I should add a column for safety. How safe is it? Right? You have to get very up close and personal. Maybe that should, maybe the crossbow is better because you can kill from long range. No, I'll leave it. Fucking wrap it up, Cheugy. Got shit to do. Dinner to eat, etc., etc. Okay. Kevlar vest. Is that a weapon? Well, we saw that it, I guess, saved someone's life for a millisecond, but like the minute that that person realized you weren't dead, you dead now. Could you kill someone with a Kevlar vest? Is there a situation in which you could put a vest on someone, push them in the ocean, and then they die? Is it, right? Could you hit them over the head with it? No. That's a 0. That's a 0. Durability? Oh yeah, you can get, well, you can only really get shot a couple of times with a Kevlar vest, right? I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna give it a 2 of 3. Versatility, 0. You could only use it for one thing. Looking cool. Cunning complexity. Okay, listen. If you could kill someone with a Kevlar vest, you are super fucking cunning. That's a 3. All right, I'm gonna give it a 2. Yeah, I'm juicing the numbers. I'm juicing the numbers. Why? Because I'm putting it in a D tier. It can't be a C tier. Kevlar vest C tier? Over a crossbow? In this economy? I don't know if it's S tier. Kevlar vest isn't a weapon. I know. D tier. D tier for sure. 1000%, right? 1000%. Would you expect though a hand axe to be S tier? Here's my reasoning. Here's my rationale. Hand axe. Killage. If you hit someone with a hand axe, oh, they dead, right? There's no situation in which you make contact with a hand axe and that person survives, right? Like, in this scenario, right? Like, if you cut off someone's hand, finger even, they're gonna bleed to death because there's no medical attention, there's nothing. Whereas if you hit someone with an arrow, I don't see it. I really don't see it. All right, fuck, what is this next one? Okay. Franchise Spaz 12 semi-automatic shotgun. What the hell? They got like, they have a lot of guns in this and they get very, very specific with the guns. Okay, semi-automatic shotgun. I would say killage 3, right? If you get hit with a gun, a bullet, in this situation, you dead. Low ammo. Don't know if it's anything with ammo like S tier, right? I agree. Okay, so durability. How long is it gonna last you? It's semi-automatic, so like, it's great at murdering, but you can't do a lot of murdering forever. Whereas like, a hand axe, you can murder so many people with that over and over and over again. All right, so we'll give durability. I'm gonna give it a 1. Same as crossbow, right? Like you shoot your shot and then you gotta go. Has to be cleaned, low ammo. Very powerful though, yeah. All right, I'll give it a killage of 4, even though it's at a score of 3. Versatility. Can we use this for anything else? Can it be used to stir soup? Clean water, build a shelter. Can it be used for anything else? Or just super murdering a small amount of people? Give it a 1 for versatility. All right, the last category we have is cunning or complexity. How much flair, how much, like, how complex would it be to kill someone with this? This is sort of like the creative category. Like if you shoot someone with a gun, right, nobody's gonna be surprised. You get like no points for creativity. So we're gonna do 1. Giving the Franchi Spaz 12 semi-automatic shotgun a total score of 7. Putting it in B tier. Okay. I think B tier is fair. I think it's fair. For real. Okay. The next one is a Harrison. It is a Japanese fan. Right? Let me see. Anime. People in anime can use it all the time, right? To harm people. Let's see, images. Yeah, like if anime were to teach us anything, it's that you could definitely like murder a lot of people, right? Like, what? Oh, there it is. Okay. Like, I just really love the idea of the fan, like, just fucking going to town. They're pretty big. They're pretty big, right? Lot of notable characters. We'll use these huge fans. That isn't a fan. Well, it is this thing, a Harrison's. What is it? Is it not a fan? Did I get this wrong? Is it just not a fan? It is a paper fan. It's a paper fan. What you talking about? A paper fan, so says Google. Cancel. Oh my god, I almost deleted the wrong thing. All right. So, for the paper fan, killage, 0. You're not gonna kill anyone with this. What are you gonna give them, 1,000 paper cuts? Durability, also 0. This gets wet, you're done. You're absolutely done. Versatility though, I think you can use it to do cool shit, like fan the flames. You can use it to like give people psychic damage. I'm gonna give versatility a 2. And then cunning or complexity, how much effort and energy and pizzazz would it take to actually murder someone with this? I don't know, like by shoving it down their throat. Give it a 3. 2. That gives this a total score of, drum roll please, 4. It is D tier. I feel like D tier is respectable. Fine. You're right, versatility, it really can't be used for anything else except fan. The thing I described is also just a fan. Which still gives, well, still puts it in D category. Yeah. I do not think you can actually do anything with it. Oh, okay, fine. So versatility is 0? Alright. Can't even fan yourself off. Can't even impress people. Fine. It'll be an E tier. I don't know why. Why is there an E tier? I think it should just be F tier, right? What is even E tier? Whatever. The thing had an E, we're gonna leave the E. We'll be left a fan off. So true. So true. Sorry, I'm too busy fangirling over here. Oh. Okay. The next one is straight up axe. I wonder if an axe in comparison to a hand axe is going to be more or less useful. Let's see. So, straight up axe. Killage. If you get hit with an axe, you're definitely dying, right? So 3. Durability, it's definitely lasting till the end. Like, there's no way that this thing is gonna break. You would lose it before it would break. It's not gonna, like, if there's a fire, it's gonna be fine. Versatility, I'm gonna give it a 2 because you can do other things, right? Like you can build a shelter. Very slow, very heavy. Ooh, okay. So it's not an automatic 3 for killage, huh? I'm gonna give it a 2 then. Cunning or complexity, I'm also gonna downrank that from a hand axe because it's not as concealable, right? It's gonna take more effort to hide. So that gives it a total score of 8, which is B tier. Definitely more effort, yeah. Definitely more effort. You get a B for effort. Oh my gosh. We are jamming through this. All right. Up next, a rope. Just a common everyday rope. I also keep writing robe. All right. What is the killage percentage of killing someone with a rope? If there's one way. Hand axe is definitely top tier. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. Okay, rope. I would say killage of a rope is like a 1. Right? Like, better than a fan. Tripping people over. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. You could tie knots in it and beat people to death. All right, okay. Let's give it a 2. Let's give it a 2. That's not nothing. Do we feel like it's similar to the killage of a crossbow? More or less than a crossbow. New fan unlocked. Spin it around real fast. All right. I'm gonna leave it for now at a 2 for killage. Durability. I want to say that this particular rope is really, really sturdy, but we don't know what kind of rope you're gonna get. It could be one of those sexy ropes, right? A sexy silk rope. Say that 12 times fast. It will eventually fall apart, right? Yes. All right, so we're gonna give this a 1 because it's gonna unravel. It's gonna unravel. It's gonna get left behind maybe. If it gets wet, ugh. You get rope burn. I don't know. Versatility. You could set traps. You could tie people up as bait for other people to come and kill. Distraction. I think it's pretty versatile. Versatility, great. Cunning and complexity. I'm gonna give it a 2. That feels kind of complex, right? I think so. Oh, so it really is versatility. Do we feel like it's one of the most versatile weapons you could open in your bag? Or do we feel like it's not quite as versatile as I think it is? All right, I'm gonna knock it down to a 2 for versatility. Because there's stuff you can do, but not a ton. So that puts this in C rank. Not bad. Really not bad. Not great. Not great. All right. Next up, dagger. Killage. For a dagger, I'm gonna give that a 1. It's like a pinprick, right? Like unless you stab someone directly in the heart, how are you gonna get there? How are you gonna get there? Axe, that's like a very big area of effect. Dagger, it's just a little pinprick. You don't know? Durability, it's not going anywhere. Totally durable. Versatility, I would say it's about as versatile as the jeet, right? Like both knives, it's good. Cunning, complexity. You know, is there a difference between a dagger and a jeet? Honestly. Because, yeah, there is. Because I said jeet had more killage. All right. Dagger, with a total score of 8. That's a B tier. Feel like maybe it's gonna be too thin. You think so? One-handed. You can't just have one jeet. You're right, you're right, you're right. Okay, when you're right, you're right. All right. All right. It will get up-ranked to an A. Yeah, you're right. You know, it's about as solid as the jeet. Slightly more versatile. It is a one-handed weapon. I wouldn't say it's S tier though. Listen, my methods are inscrutable. Inscrutable. Oh my gosh. Okay, this next one. Trust me. I know my weapons. The hell is an Uzi 9mm submachine gun? I will be sacrificing you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Killage, 5 out of 3. It's only 3 possible, but like that shit is gonna shred, right? Wild. Durability, it's got a ton of bullets, right? So I'm gonna give it a 2. We gave the other gun a 1 for durability. Versatility, I mean, it's still just a gun, right? But I guess you could, I don't know. I guess 2. Versatility, 2. You could kill people and animals. You could chop down a tree with it. A clip in 1 second. 600 rounds per minute? 10 seconds? Uzi's gonna murder. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Cunning and complexity is not very complex, right? Like, you just go in there and you fucking mow down everything. It only can't, wait, there can't be only 10 bullets in it. Is that true? Is that true? She screams into the void. Okay, so like it is basically you're guaranteed to kill, but you can really only use it once. Like your finger, if it so much as grazes the trigger, it's over, right? And it's also very loud, so it's gonna attract attention. All right, I'll take 1 away from that. 4. I'm gonna say it's gonna be high. I think it's gonna be an A tier. Daggers and Uzis. Same tier, same tier. But you can like literally only use it for 1 student. Okay. Right? Like if you would have to get everyone together in a room. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. Okay. Next up, GPS tracker. So you can know where everyone is at all times. Oh, you know what? Initially, I had in here a survival, skill. Like how likely would it be to survive, or like criteria. I took it out and we're not gonna add it back in. But I feel like you cannot, you could, S tier? Just automatic S tier? I tend to agree with you, right? Knowing where everyone is huge. You can set traps. Yeah, so okay, so versatility of this thing is gonna be a 5. Durability is a 5. Killage, I think is a 1, right? Because it's like, it's indirectly, it's whatever skills you brought into it. But you could manipulate other people. Cunning complexity, also a 5, which puts it at a 16. Which is off the chart. Okay, you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. That is what is hard about this type of tier list is, you know, all of the shit is just so different. All right, how about a fork? How are we feeling about a fork? Killage, 0. Actually, -1. Durability, I mean, the fork's gonna last you till the end, for sure. Versatility, you can use it to short circuit any electricity that's on the island. So I'll give it a 1, not a 0. Cunning, that's a 3, right? No, all right, okay. 2. All right, with the total, oh my God, okay, fine. Killage, -1. Durability is gonna be 1. Versatility, 0. Cunning and complexity, 1. That gives it a score of 1. This is gonna be E tier. What is a fork there? Yes, exactly. That's the thing. You get a bag, you just get handed a bag and it's got a quote unquote weapon in it. And these were the literal weapons from the book that you got in it. One of them was a fork. Next one is a machete, or better known as a machete. Machete. I think it has the same problem of the axe, right? It's like big and unwieldy, but it's less versatile than an axe, I would think. Not the hand axe, the like big ol' axe. 2. 2. All right. I'm gonna say the machete is going to be a C. When it's all said and done, I think it's a C. I think it's same class as rope. Looks sharp. Canopy concealed machetes are huge. They're like as big as your forearm. It's just as good as a hand axe? All right, okay. On a scale of 0 to 3, I guess really 1 to 3, how much killage, 1 to 3, would you think that this would give? Yes, you would have, if you did hit someone with it, just the way that it's wielded, you would chop off an entire limb. Amazing killage. They use it to murder people today. That's not funny. Don't be laughing, Cheugy. You can be chopping all okay, all right, okay. I like how I'm getting bullied. Just like the insanity of this is just like when I did my food tier list. And people were like, how can you like hot dogs but not sausages? It's not bullying, it's just being correct. You're right, you're right. I'm never going to. I like the healthy discussion. Okay, fine. The newly appointed score, it is going to be a 10, which is not quite S tier. Not quite S tier. All right, nunchucks. I think you're gonna injure yourself more than anything, if I'm gonna be honest, so I'm gonna say -1. Durability, pretty durable. That'll be a 2. Versatile, no, they can't really use those for anything else. Cunning, pretty cunning if you can use these accurately, right? Pretty cunning. Putting it at a D tier. Oh, okay, pot lid. We don't even need to go through the criteria. That's gonna be definitely an F tier. I know that he was able in the book to deflect a single axe, but come on. Dexterity, nah. Yeah. Coat hanger. Who are we murdering with a coat hanger? Not a lot. That's gonna be an F tier. Okay. This gun is a tiny little boy. It is a Colt Python .357 revolver. I think that will probably be less effective at killing, but more concealable than the others. So I'm gonna put it in C, because it's still got not a lot of bullets. Metal baseball bat though. Honestly, I'm saying S tier. I'm saying S tier for metal baseball bat because it's just so much more creative than a machete. And it'll make such a satisfying ring when it hits. I also think, okay, what is this? This next gun is a Beretta 92 FS Enix 9mm semi-automatic. I feel like that's the same as the other gun. It's tiny, there's not a lot of room for, like, you can hide it, which is cool, but I don't know. I don't know my guns, which, you know, could I have done some due diligence before this? Sure. Did I? Hell no. Hell no. All right, so the Smith & Wesson, I think has just a little bit more. I've heard of that gun before over the others, so I'm gonna say B. Just for pizzazz, you know? Just for pizzazz. Okay, the next one is a sweatband, Hachimaki. It's the sweatband that goes around your head that people wear. This was a literal one. You can use it as a garrote. So pretty creative, but I'm still gonna put that in the same tier as the fork and the fan. Like, come on. Oh, regular kitchen knife. I think you're gonna injure your hand. This is how they catch murderers most of the time. Oh no. Doc, I'm sorry. Doc already fell asleep, but I didn't realize that he did that. I missed a redeem, and it was to set the agenda, and I have to add a tag that says late. Nope, it said late night gaming. Nope, it just says late. I will DM him about that later. Whoops, oopsie poopsie. All right, kitchen knife. D tier. That's how most murderers get caught in this day and age when they murder people with a knife, is because they slip and they cut their own hand, and that's very easy to trace, very easy to find. All right, the next gun is a Smith & Wesson. Oh wait, there's more than one. 9mm snub nose Magnum revolver. What is the difference between these two? Is this the same gun? Oh, there's a snub nose. It's just slightly different than the other one. All right. Because of that, because I couldn't tell guns apart, they're both gonna be C. Both C. Out of here. Just a smaller version. All right, stun gun. You're not gonna kill anyone with a stun gun, but you are gonna escape. I wonder, could you use it for anything else but stun gunning people? Sounds very good. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, but if it gets wet, let me see. All right. What happens when a stun gun gets wet? Just because we're out in the wilderness. If a stun gun, like a taser, gets wet, do not immerse it in water. Wait, what? And immediately remove the battery pack. If it's submerged or exposed, okay. So you can't get it wet. Moisture exposure. If exposed to some moisture but not submerged, point the weapon in a safe direction. Okay, so it's fine. Okay, Cora asks, if you are in water or wet and you get tased, will it hurt worse than if you had been dry? Yes, getting tased while wet can potentially result in more intense experience compared to being dry. All right, I think I am on side stun gun. No, I'm gonna say arbitrarily, stun gun is a B. I think stun gun's a B. Axe? I think a big red axe, which is different than this long-armed axe. I should have labeled them. This fireman's axe, I think, is more versatile, but is a little more unwieldy than the hand axe, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. True grenades. Okay, so in the film, he shoves a grenade in a decapitated head and then throws it through a window, and nobody gets hurt, except of course the decapitated guy who was already dead. So while the killage is great, you have to be very good at aiming, etc. So I honestly, and these are high schoolers we're talking about, right? I think we're gonna go C. I don't think it's as bad as a crossbow, if I'm gonna be honest, because you can get more people. Crossbow, you can only hit one person theoretically if you even hit them, whereas we have a bigger area of effect with grenades. Megaphone. Megaphone is an F tier. All you're doing is calling attention to yourself. You cannot murder anyone with words. I know we think that words are mightier than the sword or whatever. Yeah, it feels very unsafe. It's terrible. I mean, the only way that it could be raised a tier is if you were good at convincing other people to use it and you get them murdered through bad advice. Oh. All right, katana. Is a katana the same or worse than a machete? Machete. I don't know why I keep struggling with that. Same? Actually, it's kind of safer, right? Because we have a sheath for it. I think so. All right, this gun is a small gun, so I'm just gonna say it's a Glock 19 with stainless steel slide. I like how they're so fucking specific with each of the guns. I'm gonna put it in the small gun category, C. You have to know how to use a gun. I don't know if they come loaded. The next one, potassium cyanide. It's just so specific to, you have to be food, you have to gain their trust. You're definitely gonna murder them with this, but I think it's just, it's too dependent on personal relationships, so I'm gonna put it in D. All right, the next gun, so many fucking guns. Colt M1911A1 45 semi-automatic. Are they all semi-automatics? Whatever, it looks like a bigger small gun. I'll put it in the small gun category. All right. This thing looks like a scythe, but what is it? It's a comma. K-A-M-A. What is a comma? Is a traditional Japanese farming implement similar to a sickle or billhook used for reaping crops. Also employed as a weapon. Yeah. I think it looks fucking badass. And I think that I'm giving it an S tier because I would use it. I think that your range of motion is good. It's a handheld, single hand. I think it's just as durable as a hand axe, quite honestly. It's not gonna give too much of a punch, but it's pointy. Yeah, it does feel similar to a hand axe. Okay. The next gun is a Browning high-powered 9mm semi-automatic pistol. That is a gun. If I ever saw a gun, I'm putting it in. I guess guns to me are just like a C. What is happening here? Bam. We did it. Oh, that's what happened. You didn't go into your home? There we go. What is happening here? Whatever. Whatever. I agree saying that anything is mechanical or auto ammo based is an auto B and under. Great. I love that. Okay, Switchblade. I'm gonna say Switchblade is a D, but I could be talked into an E. I mean, I'm gonna put it in a D because it's just, you're gonna look badass. Fucking opening it, closing it, and opening it, and closing it. Also, you can get really close to someone and then switch it open. But all in all, like, you're not gonna do any damage, right? It's still mechanical. That's true. That's true. So you would downgrade it from a D to an E. All right. Boxing gloves. Nobody, like, no, it's just as good as a kitchen knife. Great. Boxing gloves? Sorry, buddy. No, those are to protect your hands and to make it so you're not deadly. You're an F tier. Boxing gloves, F tier. Binoculars, okay. I do not think binoculars are nearly as good as a tracking device. I feel like they're on the same par as a stun gun, but they're not gonna give you enough killing, so I'm tempted to put it in a C. No, okay, we're gonna go B. We're gonna go B tier for this. And now we've got an automatic, we've got an Uzi. We put the other Uzi, which was a submachine gun, also. I feel like, is this not the same gun? I know, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb with gun. Oh, this is a micro. It's smaller than the other submachine gun. I think that they need to go in the same place. No, all right, okay. Sorry, you've been demoted. I know, it's very hard. Okay. What is happening? I wish that I knew what was happening here. I just don't. All right. Remington pump action shotgun. So that means it's got what, like 2 shells? You, sir, are going in D tier. Battle axe. Fucking battle axe looks cool as shit, but it's as unwieldy as a normal axe. They're gonna see you coming from a bajillion miles away. Bajillion miles away. You got another small gun. Going in the guns category. Pickaxe. I think it's the same issue with the axe. It's a long handle. It's got plastic hammer. Like a child's plastic hammer that goes squeak, squeak, squeak. F tier. Sorry, boo. Sorry, boo. You always only got that. That's so fucking funny. Not as funny as a shamisen though. Yeah, some of these are meme weapons. They just did it to fuck with the kids. A shamisen, you're not gonna kill them softly with music. Sorry, that's an F tier. Boomerang. I think it's an E tier. It's too hard. With some, like a kitchen knife, you could actually kill someone. With a boomerang, it takes just so much skill. Like, a rock would be better than a boomerang. It's worse than a coat hanger for sure. Boomerang is worse than a coat hanger, huh? All right, you're getting downgraded. Coat hanger and a fork. Dartboard and darts. All right, so darts, if it was one of those like blow gun dart things, great. But because it's literally just a dart, I've hit so many people with darts before. At least the pot lid could be used as a shield. True, true. It says dartboard and darts, yeah. So it's both, yes. Yes, you can use both the dartboard and darts, but I feel like the dartboard is not gonna give you as much protection as the pot lid, right? Like the pot lid's gonna give you, all right, I guess pot lid gets E tier now. Yeah, the darts are not gonna do fucking anything. I really don't think they're gonna do anything. All right. Yeah, exactly. Pot lid sounds like it's slowly winning. I know, it's like gonna fucking slowly start moving up the ranks until it's S tier. And it's like, well, you know. Okay, a literal ticking time bomb that you can set the time for, and then it goes off. Don't know. There's just so much that can go wrong. To me, it's the same as the grenades. Like, to me, those two things are the same. Why do you refuse to go in there? Great. I figured it out. Fucking cracked the code. Yeah, I just feel like they're the same. A time bomb and grenades. Similar premise. All right. We've done it. We have cracked the Battle Royale tier list code. Here are our winners. We have S tier, hand axe, GPS device, baseball bat, and comma. If any of those are in my bag, I'm stoked. A tier, you think that they're gonna be better than the S tier ones, like when you open them and then you realize there were better weapons out there. A tier, jeet, dagger, machete, axe, and katana. A lot of pointy ones. B tier, we got two submachine guns, just for their sheer killing ability. An axe, a pickaxe, a stun gun, binoculars, and a battle axe. So a lot of axes. A lot of axes to chop people up, etc. C tier, all the guns, basically. Basically all the guns. Oh, I'm gonna move this shotgun down because that's not as good as the other guns. Grenades and a ticking time bomb is C tier. D tier, crossbow, Kevlar vest, nunchucks, kitchen knife, cyanide, switchblade, and then 2 shotguns. I think, sorry vest, you're gonna have to go down. I think, potlet and vest I think are the same. I'm gonna put Kevlar vest and a potlet in the same fucking category. All right, so E tier means you're not getting off the island alive. Anything that's like truly C tier and below means that you could probably protect yourself from someone, but you're not gonna be the winner. I'd find it very hard to believe if you started with a C or below tier that you could win. Truly. So E tier, Harrison, fork, Hachimaki, coat hanger, pot lid, and Kevlar vest, which I think is probably one of the most expensive items. Perhaps. I feel like they are very expensive, but I can't tell. Cannot recall. And then F tier, it's like, you might as well just leave that behind because it's gonna do you more harm than it will do you good. Megaphone, boxing gloves, plastic hammer, shamisen, boomerang, and dartboard. All right, with that description, dartboard nap, well, no. Do you more harm than good. Dartboard, it's telling you that you wanna play. It's like, hey, you got some time for some fun and games. Relax, you're gonna die anyway, and that'll be your downfall. Truly. That will be your downfall. Oh, and that, folks, is our Battle Royale tier list. S tier, you have a real chance to win. Oh, yeah. Exactly. I think the GPS tracker would have won if he didn't try to, like, help people. Like, he tried to murder all the teachers. Like, you could, it's too powerful. It is too powerful. Way too powerful. And that's the other thing, like the guns, I feel like you can pick up mid-game. And they're not, like, yeah. I think you just get too excited to use them. They're, like, disposable. Okay. That's that. I did it. We did it together. Let's see. What have I got going on? Okay, tomorrow is Waifu Wednesday. I'm gonna be back to our usual scheduled programming. And we are gonna play I Just Wanna Be Single, which is a dating sim. It's actually technically the anti-dating sim, where you make friends instead of girlfriends. So yeah, we're gonna play I Just Wanna Be Single and have a fucking great time. Because if this Battle Royale thing has taught us anything, it's don't make friends, don't have lovers, get an S tier weapon. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's it. I have to go have dinner. I had a horrendous day. This was really fun. I laughed, I learned, I loved. Is that what you're supposed to do? Live, laugh, love? Learn isn't even part of it? It's fucking, that's some bullshit. Some real bullshit. Yes, I'm excited that I also have vacation next week, so I don't have to, juggle. Oh, rice and butter chicken, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's so good. That is so good. I had like a late bagel breakfast and it was great. Okay, I'm not gonna raid out and instead say goodbye forever. Just kidding, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Everyone have a good night. Take care of yourself. Get good water, sleep. Say something nice to your loved ones. Not forever. Okay, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Hi, Paul. Bye, Paul. That was hilarious. Short stream. I will see you tomorrow. Woohoo! Exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes. Bye!